What's good with you? It's your boy 2A-N-LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, or future episodes is just my personal opinion. Don't take it as fact. Don't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, I should go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Come on in. You can join the congregation by smashing that subscribe button and requesting all post notifications. And if you are an existing supporter of this channel, fam, I appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine. You are the reason this channel is anything. All right? Let's get this rolling. So look, fam, a lot of you guys have been waiting for me to drop this review. A lot of people have this gun on order. A lot of people are thinking about ordering it. I understand it's a big investment and people want to know about it, and there are so few out there in the country, and I was very, very fortunate to be one of the first ones to actually get one in my hands, or to get my own in my hands. And so I believe this is probably going to be one of the first reviews that you are going to see on the Atlas Apollo. So before we get started, let me just let you take it in, fam. This bad boy right here is capital X, E, X, X, triple X, Y. Look, fam, I honestly feel by almost everyone's admission, Atlas makes great guns. If there's a criticism, it's that their guns aren't as aesthetically pleasing as some others. But if you guys saw the review I did on the EOS a few weeks back, I told you their new kind of serration pattern that's on the EOS and it's also on this gun does step up the game a little bit. And I think this is a very attractive gun. Of course, we have outfitted it with that aim point, acro point 2, and that Surefire, fam. Look, this baby is drop dead gorgeous. But this is not about aesthetics, fam. This is about how the gun shoots. So, fam, if you have never seen a 2A-N-LA review, you should know that it consists of 10 categories. Each category is either worth 15 points, 10 points, or 5 for a total of 100. I am not an easy grader. This is not about popularity points or anything like that. I'm not here to make people feel good about their purchases. I'm just trying to give it to you as I see it. And so a 50 gun in the 2A-N-LA scale is an average firearm right down the middle. Think about an out of the box Glock 17 Gen 5. That's a 50 gun. Totally reliable, going to be consistent, gonna go bang every time you press the trigger. Nothing spectacular about it, nothing out of the norm about it, just right down the middle. If you got a gun that's kind of 60 to 70, okay, that gun has some features that separate it from the average gun, right? If you got a gun that's 70 to 80, okay, well now you have a good firearm. That is a good firearm. It's a couple deviations above the norm. It's better than just, it has better than just one or two features. It has a few features that make it specifically more desirable. If you got a gun that's 80 to 90, okay, now you have a great firearm. You have a great firearm. It is beyond just normal, a little bit unique, has some features. No. This is a special firearm. And by any chance you got a gun that's 90 or above, okay, that's a grail gun. That is a grail gun. I'm not saying that that gun is one of a kind, but I'm saying it is close to it, that there are not very many firearms that meet up to their standard. And you guys know I've reviewed, I don't know, maybe 100 guns on this channel since its existence, and only about 5 guns or 6 guns, something like that, have ever received over 90. So let's find out, let's get it rolling, and let's find out if the Atlas Apollo can break that mark. All right, fam, up first, fit and finish. Look, fam, the tolerances on Atlas guns, they're so tight. They're bar none. The materials that they use, the internals that they use, everything is, it is as close to gun making perfection as I have seen. And so, yeah, fit and finish, fam. Everything is amazing. And I gotta say this too about Atlas guns. Buttery smooth slide right out the box. They come, despite all the tight tolerances and all that, Atlas has a way to make a gun where when you get it, it's good to go. There's no break-in period. I mean, maybe there is, but in terms of how the gun feels and your ability to manipulate the gun, no. It is good to go. And it starts off shooting that way day one as well. So for fit and finish, we're going to give the Atlas Apollo 15 out of 15. All right, next up, fam, reliability. So I put approximately somewhere between 750 and 1,000 rounds through the gun. Usually that's where I try to be before I do a review, to give the gun time to go off the rails, or for me to spot something that maybe I wouldn't spot after maybe only 100 rounds or two. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was 100% reliable. That's something that all Atlas guns have in common. Now, it is a 2011, and 2011s do require a little bit more upkeep than a, striker fire polymer pistol a lot of times. And so you got to keep it clean every 1,000 rounds or so. So as I've given with most Atlas guns, we're going to give it a 14 out of a possible 15 for reliability. All right, fam, next up, durability. Yeah, all machined parts, all metal gun. Atlas just, man, they don't skimp, fam. They don't cut corners. They don't skimp. They really construct guns correctly. This should be a gun that if you get it, will last you a lifetime. You can pass it down to your kids, to their kids, to their kids' kids, and it's going to be still going long after we're no longer here. So durability, 15 out of 15. All right, fam, next up, trigger. Look, fam, if I said it once, I said it a million times, fam. I don't know if I've experienced a better trigger than an Atlas trigger. So look, that's your take up. Just a little, ever so slight take up. Clear, defined wall. Crisp, clean break. Look at the reset. Reset is almost non-existent. Look, fam, I'll put the trigger pull up there so you guys can check it out. But yeah, fam, this gun is beastly on the trigger. We're going to give it a 15 out of a possible 15 for trigger. All right, fam, so before we get into accuracy and ergonomics, I think we should talk quickly about like what this gun is, what it's made for. So the thing about Atlas guns is that, I think when people think of Atlas, they think of competition, but Atlas has a broad range and a broad spectrum of firearms. You have things like the Ares and the EOS, which are more kind of concealed carry based. You have guns like the Athena and the Apollo. And then you have guns like the Erebus and Chaos, which were more competition based. So the Athena and the Apollo, I say they are just really, really great all around firearms. If you want to use this gun for duty, you certainly could. If you wanted to use it for home defense, you certainly could. If you wanted to use it for competition, you could as well. That's how well-rounded the gun is, and that makes it particularly impressive, not to mention the fact that it's ported here. And I'll go ahead and I'll put up the specs up there so you guys can check it out. But yeah, fam, I did like a preview on the Apollo where I kind of talked about some of this stuff, so definitely go back and check that part out. But yeah, fam, the gun is amazingly constructed and shoots incredible, and so that takes us into accuracy. Fam, I gotta say, I don't know why I should be surprised. I don't know why every time like I do a gun by Atlas, I know it's gonna be good, and then it never, not only does it never disappoint, it always surprises me. When I got my Atlas Artemis, I really wasn't checking for that gun because I already had the Erebus And I was really thinking about my next gun would probably be an Athena, and that's before the Apollo got announced. But the Artemis just caught me by surprise. What a good shooter it is, because it got the sight block out front, and it was so well balanced and so accurate. I don't know. I was like, after shooting the Erebus and the Artemis, I was like, it's going to be hard for a gun to be as accurate as those guns are, specifically given that they're more kind of competition pistols and kind of made for accuracy. But fam, this gun is crazy. If you saw the footage at the beginning of the video of me shooting this thing, how accurate it is, and that session was my first range session with the gun. So it's not even like I was nearly as familiar with it as I was like towards my last 250 or so rounds. And you see, man, I'm just killing the inside of targets. I'm destroying it. So yeah, fam, accuracy, man, this gun is the bee's knees. I'm not saying it's Erebus level accuracy, but it is certainly close. So we're going to give it a 9 out of 10 for accuracy. Next up, fam, ergonomics. How good does a gun feel in the hands? I can tell you, fam, it feels great. Look, fam, if a gun doesn't feel good in the hands, you're not going to want to shoot it. You're not going to train with it. You're not going to get better with it. So the better it feels to you, the more likely you are to be successful with it. And fam, I got to say, it feels great. It feels great. The gun is very well balanced. I mean, I want to say something kind of negative about it. I really can't find anything negative to say. It's phenomenal. I guess what I have to do sometimes in these videos is think about it in context of another gun. Like when I wanted to give it, when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, this gun feels incredible. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. And then I thought about the other guns that I've given 10 out of 10s. And I think the Erebus is a little bit more well balanced. Again, made for competition, different kind of gun. I get it. For what this gun is, it's phenomenal in terms of ergonomics. But just for ergonomics as a whole, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. But man, I had to almost talk myself into that 9 out of 10 for ergonomics. That's how good the gun feels. All right, fam, these next couple categories, we're going to go ahead and lump them together. Aftermarket support and maintenance and upkeep. Look, maintenance and upkeep, fam, it's a 2011. It's incredibly well made. Without a doubt, you're going to be good, but you do have to keep it clean. You know, every 1,000 rounds or so, you want to break it out. So we're going to give it a 4 out of 5 for maintenance and upkeep. And aftermarket support, fam, there are so many companies out there now who are providing aftermarket support for 2011s. But you know what they go to? Like when you want to upgrade your 2011 trigger, most of the time you put an Atlas trigger in it. You know what I'm saying? You want a better grip. A lot of times you put an Atlas grip on your gun. Fam, there's plenty of aftermarket support out there for the 2011 space these days. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 relative to that. But you don't need it. That's the good thing. People always ask me, they say, 2A-N-LA, you always are upgrading your guns. How come you never upgrade an Atlas? I say because there's nothing to upgrade. Because these guns are perfection. So 4 out of 5 for aftermarket support and 4 out of 5 for maintenance and upkeep. All right, next up, fam, affordability. Look, fam, this is usually where this is usually where things go off the rail, fam. I'm sorry, it's very expensive. I'll put up the MSRP. This is the downside of Atlas. This is why an Atlas gun will like never get like 100 out of 100 or be able to get like a 95 or a 96 because they're just expensive firearms. But look, affordability, 1 out of 5. All right, fam, next up, flex. Is Instagram gonna go crazy? Are your boys gonna be like, oh! Are you gonna be the envy of everybody at the range? Absolutely. Absolutely. Nobody's going to like you when you roll up with this in your range bag. Look, fam, full flex points for the Atlas Apollo, 5 out of 5. All right, fam, when you add all of that up, you get a whopping 91 out of 100. Look, fam, there have been a total of 3 guns that I have reviewed that have got a 91, and that is the highest score any gun has got. The Atlas Apollo achieved that today. The Atlas EOS received that a few weeks back, and if you haven't seen that review, definitely go back and check it out. And the first gun to ever do it was the Atlas Erebus. So all 3 of these Atlas guns received the highest score on the channel, a whopping 91. And that's because these guns are really, fam, best in class. The EOS is the best 4 1/4 out there, the best kind of concealed carry, thin frame carry gun out there. The Atlas Apollo is the best duty gun that's out there, and the Atlas Erebus is arguably the best competition pistol out there. And if you were wondering how the other guns scored, like the Atlas Artemis and the Atlas Nyx that are in my collection, yeah, that's 90 and 89. So fam, look, hopefully you guys see what I'm saying about Atlas, fam. They just do it right every time. Now, I'm going to have a video coming out in not too long where I talk about my entire Atlas collection, as well as talk about some of the other guns that they have on their roster that I don't currently own, and what those guns are all about. All right? That's it for this episode, fam. Until next time, as always, take care of one another, and peace.